Okay, bear with me. Let me geek out for a minute on fourth phase water and how trauma is stored in bodily memory. I'm about to complete a neuroscience and trauma master's program, and it boggles my mind how little we understand around the mechanism of how trauma memory is stored in bodily memory. So we've all heard that we're 70, 80, 90% water. It depends on who you ask. They all have different opinions, apparently. So we just give you a range to be as accurate as possible. But I love, can't remember his name, but I'm crediting the doctor who says this all the time. When he goes into surgery, he cuts people, water does not pour out. So if you were 80% water, wouldn't you expect water to pour out of your wounds? But it doesn't, because it's not liquid. We know that water can be gaseous, it can be liquid, it can be frozen, but there's a fourth phase of water, which is a little bit more gelatinous, or kind of like egg white, stretchy, sticky. And it's somewhere between that liquid phase and the frozen phase. And it's a lot like plasma. So the studies they have done, we're looking at fascia, it's looking at lymph, it's looking at blood, it's looking at cells. And we do see that it appears that all of those aspects of our body are storing memory. And guess what's in all of those different parts of our body? Plasma, or fourth phase water. Now, if anybody's scientific out there and I'm, not saying something properly, bear with me. I'm speaking human speak here. And this is very early stage research. I haven't even entered the PhD program to get started yet. But the super cool thing is they have studied plasma, and there is some yet to be fully proven research that suggests that plasma likely has its own consciousness, called a proto-consciousness. What we do also know through Asaru Emoto's work, the water study, as well as some other people that I am still looking into and not quite ready to quote yet, who have found that water also stores memory. I guess there's plenty of research out there. We know that. But it can store memory in ways that we don't fully understand. For example, if you take a tray of water and set it on an apple seed, and then start to freeze it, bring it to that fourth stage or fourth state, you don't see an imprint of the apple seed. You see an imprint of an apple, which means the water is reading the code in the seed. Another study was they played the song Stairway to Heaven to the water, and the water created an image of a stairway. So how does that connect with trauma? Well, if water is holding memory, and I am not so very different than you, other than the genetic codes and the stored memory in my water, it is the thing that causes my identity to be separate from yours. Or one of the many things. Again, hypotheses here. And so if I have experienced someone screaming in my face that I am garbage all of my life, I have received that imprint at a cellular level, and the memory in the water holds that identity. Now here's what I really need to research. Why does somatic experiencing, like trauma spotting, cause that memory to be shifted and released? When you close the stress response, when you sit and process that sensation in your body for long enough, the stress response closes, the emotion dissipates, the trigger is desensitized, and it becomes easier for you to realign to your original design, your divine design, instead of what some negative energy put on you. And that means that water has shifted its imprint. The proto-consciousness of the plasma has restored its natural state. Again, hypothesizing, something like that. So don't worry, I'll do the research when I get there. We're about to start the program not too far from now. But I think the best takeaway that we can get from this today is that you don't have to blame yourself. The behaviors, the identities, the trauma responses, the hypervigilance, the people-pleasing, the overgiving, the self-sacrifice, hyper-independence, the belief it's all on me, the limiting beliefs, the way we limit ourselves as creators, it's all because of a simple imprint that lives in the waters of your body, and it is not your fault. You should not blame yourself, and in fact, blaming yourself actually just perpetuates the problem. What you should do is somatic trauma spotting, because we are made to be limitless creators. It is possible. I know it's hard to believe, but I swear the divine has taught me how. I have done it for myself, and I know I can do it for you. But this point was not to sell you anything. I want to help humanity. I don't want anybody to suffer the way I did, and I get excited about these kind of things. So if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be around. See you on the other side.